As a child, I were groomed and abused for many years, so my self-esteem were really low. So was my self-respect, and I just saw myself as nothing more than an object for men, really. So I started dancing at 18, and I thought lap dancing meant I were the one in control, and I felt empowered. I realise now that were nonsense. I weren't in control. Taking your clothes off for strangers isn't empowering; it's degrading. And in fact, I was being exploited by men and the strip clubs and the councils that licensed them when I were at my most vulnerable. In the industry, I met some of the strongest and the most incredible women, but every single one had experienced abuse too. Most didn't even recognise it as abuse. They just all felt they couldn't really do much else. Lap dancing, is exploitation. It's putting women at risk. I've lost count of how many times I were touched and grabbed. Management just say it's your job, it's to be expected. Oh, I was constantly called names: slag, whore, piece of shit. You're a second-class citizen. This isn't just in one club; it is in all. And this made me hate men to an extreme degree. Like, they repulsed me. I've been assaulted by staff too, to make sure I didn't report what was going on in clubs. And this happens to women even when you're not a dancer. Like, when I went as a customer, went outside for a ciggy, I was suddenly surrounded by a group of very angry men, and they was very abusive to me as they thought I was one of the dancers. They were calling me a slag and a whore and telling me my children would hate me and be ashamed of me. And it was that bad, my friend had to escort me to a taxi to make sure I weren't attacked. But this happens to dancers all the time. It's one of the reasons why dancers have to change their name to protect their real identity. There's usually extreme amounts of dancers in each club, which makes it harder to make any money for the individual dancers. But the clubs make really good money, of course. Each of us have to pay a house fee to even work there, and a percentage of whatever we make. And if you want to work the weekend, you have to work the week as well. And if there are student nights, then we have to do free dances for students. And management have favourite dancers too, so the others get treated differently. This happens all the time in clubs. Club owners and managers know that dancers don't declare what they're working to the taxmen, so that means they can treat the dancers bad because they know the girls can't report it. There's such a lot of other crime happening too, like drugs and drug dealing, prostitution, fraud, money laundering, trafficking. We weren't allowed to report anything to the police as it would go against the club's licensing renewal. I was threatened by managers more than once. Often I weren't even paid my wages at the end of the night and told CCTV would be deleted to make it look like I'd never been there, so no one would believe me. I was even held at a club against my will and told I was going to be kidnapped. And they knew where I lived, so they threatened to kill my kids. And they also sacked every girl I was friends with. Yeah, the lap dancing industry is absolutely horrific, and it needs to be shut down. There should be no place in our communities for this kind of behaviour, and no council should be condoning it.